Hi guys, Chris again, and I am holding a Asus ROG Strix RTX 2080 Ti. Now, this is one of the fancier, there's versions of the card. There are some special editions, some low production ones. Some manufacturers have some really high-tiered versions. Asus had, I think, a version, maybe like a Matrix or something. MSI had a Lightning. But as far as readily available common models of the 2080 Ti that you're going to see, this and the EVGA are among the nicer ones. So then we have this. This is generally considered a more basic variant of the GPU. There are a few niche use cases where the blower version with this fan in the back is going to be superior, but generally speaking, this is a superior option under most normal circumstances. So what we're looking at, or what we're talking about here, is every single product every single product release cycle, this question comes up and you see all of your favorite YouTubers and they'll have, I've seen videos where like Jay or like Steve at Gamers Nexus will have like 10 different versions of the same card. And they'll be like, well, we're going to do the tests and find out what the differences are. And then they find out that the difference is like 5%. And I'm like, we know this. This has literally been the thing like 10 years or more, I think now, that the actual difference between this and this is like 2%, 3%, barely above margin of error. It's really that low. So to make a long story short, what I'm getting at here is, personally, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to buy this. I have the money. I can afford to buy what I want. However, if you're faced with the high-end version of the GPU and the low end, and today it can be a big price difference. It can be hundreds of dollars sometimes. First, get the base version of the card. Find whatever the cheapest version of the card is, and as long as there aren't reviews all over the place saying it's literally torching itself alive, aside from that, that's a whole different scenario. But aside from that, if you don't have the money for this, do not tear down a card to get a card that looks like this instead of a card that looks like this. Get the card that looks like this and just deal with the fact it's not as pretty in your computer. Always get the card first and then the looks second if performance is your thing. Anyway, thanks for watching.